Tonight, I'm going to walk you through my entire strategy on how I personally list and sell on average about one for sale by owner every single week. And so, from a high level, here's what tonight's training session is going to look like. I'm going to start off by walking you through why you should be focusing on for sale by owners. I'm going to walk you through the actual approach that you need to take with for sale by owners and a lot of the mistakes that real estate agents are making in the industry right now, because what other coaches, trainers, speakers are telling you to do. And then I'm going to walk you through my exact conversion process, what the conversion numbers actually look like, so you understand the for sale by owner opportunity and what's in front of all of us real estate agents across the country, okay? And then after we get done with that, I'm going to answer all of your questions live. So I'm going to get through the entire training, and then I will answer all of your questions after the training. So I'll probably go for about 30 or so minutes. So make sure that you put your questions in the comments below so that I can go ahead and answer those after the training is complete. So a couple things. At the end of this training, I'm going to show you where you can download my for sale by owner script, the exact same script that I use in my personal sales business, the exact same script that I'm helping brand new real estate agents how they can set five face-to-face for sale by owner appointments per week, every single week on average, so 20 or so a month. I'll show you exactly where to download that script. I'm also going to show you where you can get the best for sale by owner leads. And at the end of this, if you want to further your education into learning more about how you can work at a high level and become a top listing agent with for sale by owners, I'll show you how you can get more involved. So it's 8:01. My name is Brandon Mulrennan, creator and founder of FSBOdomination.com, where literally in 8 weeks, we're showing real estate agents just like yourselves how you can start listing one for sale by owner every single week. So tonight's training is all about how you can start listing one for sale by owner every single week. So let's start off with why you should be focused on for sale by owners in the first place. That's a great place to start. So I've got my notes here in case I don't miss anything. Make sure that you ask questions. So if everybody's ready, give me a thumbs up and let me know you're ready to start learning about for sale by owners. Okay, the first reason why you should be focusing on for sale by owners is we all know listings are the name of the game. However, the for sale by owner is the best listing lead in the real estate industry. Here's why. Think about this. Number one, the answer rates. So we all know that for the most part, prospecting, telephone prospecting is the best way for us to consistently list properties month in and month out. The challenge with most lead sources is actually getting somebody on the telephone. So whether you're circle prospecting or you're door knocking or farming with direct mail, or you're calling expired listings or absentee owners, one of the biggest challenges we have is getting people to actually talk to. So with for sale by owners, they have the highest answer rate out of any lead source across the industry. Why is that? Well, think about it, and it probably just makes sense. The for sale by owner is sitting there waiting by their phone, hoping that the next buyer is going to be calling them to schedule an appointment to come see their property. So if you've never called for sale by owners before, one of the coolest things that you will experience right away is, and I don't have the percentages, but the majority of the time when you call for sale by owners, especially on the first day that they go up for sale, you will find very quickly that the answer rates are amazing. So that's one thing to consider. The other thing is that the consumer's need and motivation to sell is already there. One of the biggest challenges that we have in our business is finding motivated seller leads. Well, with for sale by owners, that takes the entire guesswork right off the table. You have a homeowner, you guys and girls. When I say you guys tonight, just know I'm talking to ladies and men. So listen, with for sale by owners, you have a motivated homeowner raising their hand, putting a sign in the front yard that says, I'm selling my home. There are no better seller leads than for sale by owners. You already know that the consumers are there. Now, the next reason why you should be focusing on for sale by owners is the for sale by owner is by far the easiest way for you and I to get face to face with a motivated seller at their home. That's the goal. You can't list properties over the telephone. You've got to go actually to their home, meet them face to face. The for sale by owner gives us the greatest opportunity to meet with motivated sellers face to face. As I continue moving forward, next point. Now, this is a big one, and I've talked about this all the time. This brings consistent leads into our business. If any of you have been in this business for, it doesn't matter if you're brand new or if you've been in the industry forever, you know as well as I do that one of the biggest challenges is leads and the consistency of lead flow into our real estate sales business. For sale by owners solves that problem. It solves the problem, takes it off of our plate. We no longer have to worry about leads, right? And not only leads, but affordable leads, right? If you're buying leads off Zillow, Trulia, or Realtor.com and spending thousands and thousands of dollars on internet leads, for sale by owners, for a few, it's very, very inexpensive. It's the most affordable lead in the business with almost the highest conversion rates. So we're going to talk about conversion rates in just a second. And lastly, I would just tell you that for sale by owners allows you to build a consistent listing business, which will produce endless amount of buyer leads for free. So if you're focused right now on the buyer side of the business and you're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars a month generating buyer business, well, I'm going to show you and teach you how you can become a listing agent, not working nights, stop working on the weekends if you want or if you choose, increase your profitability by producing as many buyer leads as you want for free, okay? So those are some of the reasons on why you should be focusing on for sale by owners. So now I'm going to walk you through the approach that you must take if you have any chance on listing for sale by owners. I call these my 9 rules of engagement, okay? So rule number one is you must have a servant mindset, okay? If you are a taker, you are gonna struggle with for sale by owners. If you're the type of person who, if it's all about you and you can't get over yourself, you're going to struggle with for sale by owners. You have to have a servant's mindset. You have to actually care about other people. That's rule of engagement. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, and this is a big one. You probably hear agents in your office doing this, and I will teach you and train you and coach you to do the opposite. But rule number 2 is stop and don't convince the for sale by owner that they're wrong for trying to sell their home on their own. It's not completely unreasonable. And if you guys agree with me, give me a thumbs up. But it's not completely unreasonable that a homeowner wants to try and sell their home to save money. That's not ridiculous. It's not absolutely ridiculous to think that that's the case. So we have got to stop trying to convince for sale by owners that selling their home on their own is stupid. It's ridiculous. You absolutely need a real estate agent. We have to get out of that habit because there's no chance for us to meet with them face to face if we take that approach. Rule number 3, don't take the bait. Here's what that means. Taking the bait is when a for sale by owner asks you a question or gives you an objection over the telephone, and you sit there on the telephone and try to overcome the objection. For all of my students in the program right now, we talk about this all the time. Don't get caught up in trying to overcome objections with people over the telephone. You've got to stay agreeable, right? And be in alignment with the for sale by owner so that you can meet with them face to face. All right, let's keep moving forward. Rule number 4, A face-to-face meeting will change everything. The only goal with telephone prospecting is to get face-to-face, especially with for sale by owners. They are going to tell you all kinds of things over the phone. Don't take the bait. Don't overcome objections. Just get face-to-face, okay? Moving forward, nothing is, and that brings me right into the next point, nothing is as it seems over the phone. The for sale by owner, you guys, will tell you things like, I will never pay a commission. If I don't sell this house, there's no way I'm going to list this house with a real estate agent. They're going to tell you all kinds of things like that. Nothing is what it seems. Get face-to-face and everything will actually change. All right, so let's keep on moving forward. The next rule of engagement. You guys, we've got to be the for sale by owner's agent while they think they don't need one, so that when the day comes where they believe they need one, you can be their agent. So go back and you can rewind and listen to what I said again, but you've got to almost pretend like your family member in another state was selling their home and you were communicating with them on what to do, what not to do, how to price their home, mistakes to avoid. You've got to almost pretend like that's the case with a for sale by owner. That's the approach that you actually have to take. So the next rule is value, value, value. We are going to show you how to provide value to the for sale by owner week after week after week after week. And it's all coming from a place of contribution. Not take me, not gimme, 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 gimme. All I want is the listing, because that doesn't work with a for sale by owner. The for sale by owner says, no way, get out of here. You're just another real estate agent and all you care about is your commission. And that's what you guys are, that's what we're all up against. And that's why I love the for sale by owner, because what I teach is so easy for us to stand out from the crowd. The next rule of engagement, number 8, is follow up forever, okay? Because there's gonna come a day where the for sale by owner goes through enough pain on their own where they want help. So you've got to be at the right place at the right time, which leads me to number 9, and that is we have to allow the for sale by owner to go through the pain on their own of selling so that we get invited to interview for the job of selling their home. I'm going to say that one more time. It's number 9. It's the most important part. It sums up everything I just said. We have to allow the for sale by owner to go through the pain of selling their home on their own without us real estate agents telling them why they're stupid until we have a real opportunity with working for them. So we've got to allow that process to happen. How long does that process take? Typically, we're seeing about 4 to 6 weeks before they're open for us to come and start interviewing with them. So the biggest challenge we have is we want to go there day one. We're completely attached to the outcome, which we have to detach from the outcome, follow the process that I teach, and in 4 to 6 weeks, you can be interviewing to list for sale by owners on a consistent basis. Okay, so put your questions, comments below, and I will answer those when we're done. But I'm going to move on to conversion numbers and the for sale by owner opportunity, but I'm going to be quick, okay? So the for sale by owner opportunity and conversion numbers. Throughout the entire country, and I've tested probably almost every single market with agents that I help teach and coach, and on average, there's about 3 to 5 new for sale by owners that hit the market every single day. Now, most of us say, you know what, Brandon, that's not enough. I need more than that. Well, I would challenge you, because 3 to 5 a month is 100 new for sale by owners every single month. And I only need you to meet with 20. I only need you to meet with 20% of the new leads that actually hit the market. And I'm only asking you to list 5 of those. And here's my question for you. If you listed 5 homes per month, every month, 60 listings a year, my question, or the thing that I would challenge you on, is, are you listing 60 homes a year right now? And if you were, would your life be different? The answer to that is absolutely 100%. Your life would be different if you were listing 60 homes per year. Maybe you can get out of working with buyers, because the other thing that I'm very passionate about in the agents that I help is getting them out of working nights and weekends and getting them to actually work a consistent schedule, so they can spend that time with their family, where they can have an amazing real estate sales business, earning the income that they want, and having a life at the same time. The problem in working with buyers, as we all know, is they want to look at homes at night and on the weekend. So it's very difficult to have a consistent schedule when working with buyers. So the Fsbo opportunity and the conversion numbers, I'm just going to walk you through that quickly one more time. Throughout the market, regardless where you're at in North America, there's on average 100 for sale by owners that will hit the market every month. What I need you to do is meet with 20 of them face to face in 1 month. And then I'm going to show you and teach you how to list 5 of them. So it's about a 5% conversion from lead to listing. Okay, that's all it is. So it's a very simple conversion formula. So now let's get into kind of the step-by-step process. Here's where I need you guys to pay close attention and ask questions when things pop up, okay? Step number 1 in converting for sale by owners starts with a phone call or placing contact with a for sale by owner the first day that for sale by owner comes on the market. There's only one goal of that contact with the for sale by owner on day 1, and that only goal is to set a face-to-face appointment. I talk about it all the time, but that's the only goal here. I'm going to give you a couple tips here. We've got to call them on day 1. We're looking at, we need to be one of the first agents to talk with them. And again, my tip here is don't take the bait. If they give you some type of question or hard objection, we're not going to get caught up in trying to overcome any objections. We're simply going to agree with them. And what I teach is something called ARPing. ARPing essentially allows us to acknowledge what the person's saying by being agreeable, responding to what it is that they're saying, and then pivoting off of what they're saying by asking another question. And the question always is, when can I see the home? Are nights better or typically the afternoons? What works better for you? And so that's typically what we're looking to do. The first call is all about setting a preview appointment. Now, let's keep moving forward. Step number 2, of course, is the actual face-to-face preview appointment. Now, couple tips here. The face-to-face meeting is the beginning of the for sale by owner conversion process. It's not the destination. All of us have been taught and trained to that the appointment is the holy grail of the conversion process. The face-to-face appointment is important, but it's not the most important piece. Based on what I teach, no longer will you have a problem with leads or appointments. Those things are going to come. Believe it or not, those things are going to come quite easily for you moving forward after you learn what to say. And again, at the end of this video, I'll show you where you can download my for sale by owner script for free and use it right in your business tomorrow morning. People that are going through the 8-week training program right now, that have never prospected before ever in their career, are setting face-to-face appointments with for sale by owners every single day. Some of them are setting 2 and 3 appointments per day. So the preview appointment has 3 different pieces, okay? And I just want to be clear that the preview appointment is the beginning. It's not the end or the destination. So we've got to detach from the outcome to have the mindset of the goal for this appointment is for me to get this Fsbo to like me, for me to connect with them so that I can be in a position to be their backup plan. If they can't sell this house on their own, I am the backup plan, okay? So here's the 3-part process of the actual preview appointment. Number 1, it starts off with a home tour. That home tour, we're taking copious, detailed notes about the property. We're asking good questions. We're building rapport. We're getting them to like us. We're connecting with that for sale by owner. That's what we do throughout that home tour. That home tour transfers into what I call the Fsbo CMA presentation, which is another thing that I teach. That's our time to shine. At a Fsbo preview appointment, our time to shine, to show our expert authority with the for sale by owner, has everything to do with our ability to present a CMA in such a way that provides that homeowner with just a ton of value. After you present that CMA, you then are going to transition into our Fsbo value proposition. So what I've created are certain things that align strategically directly with the belief system of every for sale by owner, regardless of market. There are things that we strategically have placed that you can offer that no other agents are offering in your marketplace. I promise you that. That the for sale by owner will look at and say, wow, you do that? And you can answer confidently with, yes, absolutely, right? And so your whole goal with that preview appointment is to leave that appointment with the for sale by owner saying, wow, I'm super, super impressed. And your only goal is to be that for sale by owner's backup plan, okay? So moving on to step number 3. Step number 3 is by far, ladies and gentlemen, by far the most important step, and that is the Fsbo follow-up system. So there is a 5-day, or I should say there's a piece of the follow-up for every single day of the week. So on Mondays, we're calling every single for sale by owner that is in our follow-up funnel. On Tuesday, we send out 8 letters to the for sale by owner, all providing value, tangible value. Wednesdays, we're sending out our value-packed emails. And then on Thursdays, we're doing a custom Facebook ad that gets in front of every for sale by owner in your marketplace. Imagine the power in that for just a second. And then on Fridays, before the weekend, we send them our Fsbo Friday text message that puts us at the top of their mind throughout the entire weekend. So that follow-up system starts with an 8-week, kind of an 8-week strategic layout, but it goes forever. And it's always based on being their agent while they think they don't need one, so that the day comes where they need help, that you can actually be their backup plan. And so what I teach, and I was just having a call with one of the students going through the program right now. The question was, hey, when do I actually make that transition and ask for an interview? And so what's going to end up happening, you guys, if you follow these steps as I'm kind of laying them out to you tonight, is the for sale by owner, after building this relationship with you, they'll start to share some frustration with you as time goes on. Now, remember number 9 when it comes to the rules of engagement. Rule number 9 said we've got to allow that person to go through the process and the pain of selling on their own. It will happen. It happens every time, and you've got to listen. So as you're making up your follow-up phone calls and text messages and emails week after week after week, you've got to listen for the frustration. And when you hear it, then you can get into what I call my assumptive language patterns. And what I teach essentially is to take control and tell the for sale by owner, listen, why don't we do this? Why don't we set up time to get together so I can further walk you through some of the details with our for sale by owner program. And then from there, you can decide what makes the most sense for you. Fair enough? And when we do that by gaining agreement, by using those language patterns, we get the for sale by owner to say, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Hi, Jane, welcome. All right, so next step in the process, which is step number 4, after we've gone through the follow-up process, you are going to get the come list me interview appointments. So if you've never had a come list me call in real estate, it's probably one of the best calls that you'll get in your career. And essentially, after the for sale by owner has gone through the pain and they can't sell their house on their own, and you've done everything that I've talked about tonight, you're going to get a phone call one day. And it's typically, like I said before, 4 to 6 weeks after you have the face-to-face appointment, because remember, the face-to-face appointment is the beginning, not the end. And you're going to get a call 4 to 6 weeks later that says, listen, Brandon, you know what? I really, really appreciate the fact that you're following up, that you've been helping us out, that you've been a resource. You know, we can't do this. We'd love for you to come over and share with us what it is that you could do. And that will happen consistently throughout your career, as long as you're following these principles that I'm sharing with you tonight. So the interview process that I've created breaks down into 7 steps. Step number 1 is understanding the seller's goals. and giving the opportunity to the homeowner to express their goals, their needs from what it is that they're looking to do with making this move. Step number 2 is what I call my big 3 foreshadow. It's aligning yourself with how this interview process is going to go directly with what the homeowner wants. Step number 3, and I talked about it before, is the Fsbo CMA presentation. Step number 4 is probably the most powerful part of the presentation. That's the value proposition presentation that aligns directly with the for sale by owner, followed by the net sheet presentation, which we break down their numbers, and we always end the net sheet presentation with, listen, can you live with this number? And I literally have the pen in my hand right on the net sheet and nodding my head. Can you live with this number? And they typically say, yeah, you know what, Brandon, we can live with that number, because then followed by that, you're going to walk them through your unique process, your listing process, so they can understand clearly what it is that they're signing up for, so you can lower the seller's anxiety. And then lastly, in that listing process, you've got to be able to walk a seller through your paperwork with no hesitation, with zero hesitation, no hiccups, and you need to know your paperwork inside and out. So listen, I just talked for the last almost 30 minutes. I walked you through why you should be focusing on for sale by owners. I walked you through the approach that you need to take with for sale by owners. I walked you through the conversion numbers on how you can list 5 for sale by owners every single month. And then I walked you through my 4-step process on conversion. Now it's your guys' turn. So what are your questions? And so we've got a couple in here right now. Jane Miller, can you share the follow-up system? I was making notes, but I did not get all for the week. Yes, no problem, Jane. So let me go back. So the follow-up system, here's how it breaks down. On Mondays is a simple phone call following up with the for sale by owner, asking them how their week went, what it is that they need help with, what came up over the weekend that they didn't understand. You're just being that resource. And Jane, the biggest thing is you're listening for that pain or that frustration so you can transition and ask for an interview. That's Monday. On Tuesdays, you're sending out the Fsbo letter campaign. Wednesdays is the Fsbo email campaign. Thursday, we're doing a custom Facebook audience ad for all the Fsbos in your marketplace. And then Fridays, the follow-up text message, opening yourself up for the weekend if they need anything. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, Bryce, what's happening, man? Do you call Zillow Make Me Moves? If so, what script do you use? So good question. Yeah, so from a lead source perspective, we look at Zillow Make Me Moves the exact same way as any for sale by owner lead. And the script is always the same. So Bryce, and so we're here now. You can, what you can do is at the in the description below in this actual video, that's where you guys can all go and download my script right now. There's a link. It should be the first link in the description below this video, and you guys can all go and download my Fsbo script. It's super simple. You can start using it right away. And Bryce, after you've done that, let me know what questions you have, and we can set up some time to role play it out. Make sure that you're in a position where you're setting 1 face-to-face appointment per day. Matthew, does all the follow-up content come with the program, mailer, content, email? Yes, everything with the 8-week training program. Every week we give you all of that information. We've built all the content for you. You download it, you implement it in your business. What I wanted to do, the whole reason why, Matthew, that we created the program was, there was too many agents obviously failing out of the business, and we want to teach people how to be on the listing side of the business, and for sale by owners is by far the easiest way to do that. So we've created the program to make it super plug and play for you. All right, Ronald, is the training being recorded? I just got on. Yes, this is being recorded. So if you need to use the replay, if you're not in our private Facebook group, there's also a link for that below, and you can add yourself to the private Facebook group, and I will post the replay there. Let's see. Do you go after Fsbos on MLS? Can you explain how this is done without violence? Okay, so I think this came up. Yeah, so good question. So I think this came up on another group that I'm part of. lead gen and objections, Aaron Wittenstein's group today. And so I don't know if Eldorado Hills, if you were part of that or not. No problem, Ronald. And so, yes, so here's how we go after, well, it's no different. If a home was listed by a real estate agent on the MLS, you literally could schedule an agent preview. Right in what we, in my market, we use what's called showing time. In showing time, there's a section for you to schedule an agent preview. The only thing that's different, and I think the confusing part about that question, is instead of you contacting the listing agent, right in those flat fee listings, it says contact the homeowner to schedule showings. So all we're doing is scheduling an agent preview and going through the exact same process that I just walked you through. Cindy, hi Cindy. Can you please let me know again when and how do I attend the Fsbo bootcamp? Yeah, so we've had it down because we've revamped the entire program. So for you guys that are on this, you guys can all go to fsbodomination.com, fsbodomination.com, and you can sign up early. The program right now is 50% off. It releases officially a week from tonight, April 9th, but you can go to fsbodomination.com and get signed up, and you will start that program a week from tonight. Hopefully, Cindy, give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. All right. Matthew, do you get access to all 8 weeks when you sign up? Yeah, so good question. Yes, you do. Other programs that I've created or been part of, you know, they release 1 week at a time. And that's part of the revamp, Matthew. We have created it in such a way where you can look at all the content when you need to, right? Because as an example, if Matthew, you get the script and you set an appointment tomorrow morning, but you've never been on a preview appointment before, well, you need to look at that training as well, get the information that you need so you can have success at that preview appointment. So it's all released at once, yes. What other questions do you guys have? Let's see what else we got. Let's see. So yeah, the program, it's 8 weeks, and then every single week during the program and after the program is live coaching, Q&As, mastermind, role playing, working on your skill set. So you'll go through the 8-week training program on your own time, and then you'll come to every single live week's coaching session, where you can get all your live questions answered. Anything that you're missing, having troubles with, we do that every single week, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what other questions you guys have out there for me? We just went through a lot of information, I know that, but what other questions you guys have? Hopefully that all kind of makes sense for you. Let's see. Anything else? So the other thing too I talked about earlier on was leads. So I've tried them all. I've tried all leads. And listen, I don't know what does that math break out to be, but let me see something. If we were to look at it, I use the red X, by the way. Let's see. So 100. I'm just doing some simple math really quick. So with red X, it's $2.50 per lead. So I don't know of any other lead source in real estate that is less than that. And so, you know, for $2.50 for a lead, I think it's just a no-brainer that you focus on for sale by owners. There's another link underneath this video where you can get signed up with RedX and get their for sale by owner leads. And if you mention my name or use that link, they'll waive your setup fee. All right, so Kevin just signed up for the 8-week Fsbo Domination Program. Nice job, dude. Looking forward to having you in the program. I know you're doing great things, and really, really excited for your future, Kevin. I know you and I have talked about a lot of stuff, so excited for where you're going. Matthew, do you need, okay, let's see, Ronald. Based on your experience and the agents you've trained, what is a realistic number of Fsbos you can list once you learn and apply your program with consistency? So yeah, good question, right? So if you understand the program to the fullest extent, Ronald, my expectations, and so where I'm at now with agents that have been with me for a year or so, and at my level, my anticipation is that you get to list one for sale by owner every single week. That's my minimum. For those people that are just starting to prospect for sale by owners is half that. So to get them to 24 listings in 1 year is my goal with an agent that I first start to work with. So hopefully that answers your question. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Hi, Rita. Why wouldn't you use Zillow for all the Fsbo leads without having to pay? Because, so yeah, good question. Because not all the Fsbos are on Zillow. There are many leads that are on Craigslist.com, for salebyowner.com, and many other sites that aren't on Zillow. So, there's a large percentage of homeowners to know to put their homes for sale by owner on Zillow, but there's also another large portion that are never make it to Zillow. So if you just were focusing on Zillow leads or for sale by owners on Zillow for free, you'd probably be missing about 40% of the other for sale by owners. So that's why. And like I said, maybe you missed that part though, Rita, is for $39.99, so for $40 a month, you get every single for sale by owner in your market every single day, every single month. So hopefully that makes sense. Give me a thumbs up, Rita, if you've got that information that you were looking for. I mean, really, $2.50, you're spending more than that at Starbucks, right? So that's all it costs you. CS Atlanta, how do you prevent yourself from having a negative reaction when you put a lot of effort into Fsbos and they list with somebody else? Because I know that the numbers play out over time, number one. Number two, I understand the numbers fully because I've been doing this for so long. I know where my conversion numbers need to be. And then lastly, I would just tell you, the reason why I convert so high and the agents that I work with, the reason why they convert so high is the way that we come off when we meet with a homeowner is completely different. The way that we speak, the way that the things that we offer, the things that we do, they're completely different than any other agent in the marketplace. And if they go another direction, I actually care about people. So that's why I convert so high. And then secondarily to that, if they do end up going with somebody else, I'm perfectly okay with that. Because I know Fsbos brings me a consistent lead source that will never stop coming in my business. So I have an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset. And in fact, what I teach CS Atlanta, what I teach in the program is something called reverse selling. What reverse selling says is, listen, CS Atlanta, regardless if we decide to do business together, I take the sale actually completely off the table. And I say, regardless if you decide to hire me or not, that's irrelevant. My goal here tonight is to give you the facts and the best information so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. And that's the type of language that I use. Also, do you look up each Fsbo each week and see if they have listed already so you no longer call them? Nope, I don't do that. They'll let you know. And I don't take the time to do that. Cindy, I can't believe I only made 2 calls and went on 1 appointment and they are calling me and comps in their neighborhood. I can't wait to dive into training in the boot camp. Cindy, I'm so happy for you. Cindy, if you guys read Cindy's comment, what she just said, she just started calling. She is doing amazing things. She made 2 calls with my script, went on 1 appointment, and it looks like it's turning into better things. So that's awesome. I have Vulcan 7 and have Red X previously in my market. And there are 1 or 2 Fsbos a week in my entire market, 3 million people. Is it worth going after? Well, what market are you in? Tell me that for just a second. So El Dorado Hills, just let me know what market you're in. Jane, okay, you answered my question too, but to start, we can use Zillow because they're my first month and I have been spending like $1,000, but I know Red X is great. Yes, so if you're just starting in the business and all these expenses are racking up like crazy, just start off with Zillow. There's no problem. Rita has a great point, and just start with Zillow. That should give you plenty of things to get started with. So absolutely. And you can go back on Zillow. You can look at all the old stuff that's still on there as well. So absolutely. Sacramento, California. Okay, so it is what it is. I can't change the amount of lead sources. I would tell you, yes, you absolutely should still go after those for sale by owners because based on my methodology and my experience and what I actually train and coach, you will be able to meet with enough for sale by owners face-to-face to get you 1 or 2 listings a month. And in your market, maybe in Sacramento, California, I don't know, maybe the average sales price is 700 or 800, 900,000, where in my market, it's 200. So it all evens out anyway. So that may be all that you need. Give me a thumbs up if you agree or what your comments are. All right, so there's still about 15 or so of you guys left watching on this. What other questions can I answer for you guys? Anything at all about for sale by owners, what you need to be doing, the approach you need to take, big mistakes that you can avoid. What else can I do to help you guys? The other thing too is, if you guys aren't ready to sign up for, the 8-week training program, which is totally okay. That's not even the goal for tonight. You can also join our for sale by owner weekly mastermind call. So the coaching call that I talked about on Wednesdays at 2 p.m., you could just join that. It's a great introduction into learning more about for sale by owners. Okay, the Bay Area, 400K and probably still worth it. Yeah, I would say it's still worth it. I don't know what your production looks like on an annual basis, or if you care to share. But for sale by owners, for the most part, it's going to give you a consistent listing inventory year over year over year over year. Jane Miller, how much is the program? It's 50% off right now until Monday, so it's $497. And then it's $45 a month for your ongoing coaching, learning, and training. So $497. I'm trying to make the program as inexpensive as possible, so that your return on it is literally what I call the value exchange, is completely unbelievable, and you love it so much that you stick with it, because consistency is your biggest problem. The program will get you 3 or 4 listings a month as long as you stay with it. But thank you for asking that, Jane. All right. Anything else? I'm here if you guys need me. Again, you can join the private Facebook group, Top Agent Hangout. That's where you can access me every single day if you need anything at all. And that's another thing too. If you guys do get into the program, you guys can get one-on-one time with me anytime that you want. It's one-on-one coaching on demand. So a lot of my students, they'll call me, they'll text me, and they'll say, "Hey, dude, I need to catch up with you. Let me know when we could talk today." So that will really get you the attention and the advice and the tips that you need. CS Atlanta, how many appointments do you go on per month? How many are listed with another agent? So I go on, and what I teach people to do is go on 20 face-to-face appointments, and I list 5 of those. So 15 of those, CS Atlanta. Something else happens with them. But the appointments, again, those are preview appointments. So those are not listing appointments. But of the 20 people that I meet with, typically over 6 to 8 weeks, those turn into 5 listings. So what happens is, after you build a pipeline for doing this for 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 months, you start to consistently list 5, 6 homes a month. I'm to the point right now, in March, I listed 8 for sale by owners. I sold 47 for sale by owners in the last 12 months. So that's because I got what we call a mature pipeline of for sale by owners. After meeting with 20 face-to-face for so long, and I continue to do it month after month, I'm constantly getting come list me calls all the time, weekly, every week. Hey, John, welcome. At the first face-to-face CMA presentation, I assume it's just for info only to the Fsbos. That's right. It's just for info only. You're showing your expertise of the market. We're not asking them to do anything unless they invite us to. We have to be invited. So once they invite us, and they'll ask more questions after you start to establish your expert authority with them, they'll start to ask you more questions. But the CMA is for their benefit only, not ours. Bryce, does your brokerage have any issue with the commission discounts you offer, Smart Seller Program? No, they don't. During your initial call. Well, and let me go back to that, Bryce. And they don't, because it's very reasonable and it makes sense how I structure our unique value proposition. So no, they have no problems with that at all. All right, Ronald, during your initial call, what do you do if they won't agree to do the preview appointment? Okay, so listen, we're not going to, what we won't do is get caught up in trying to overcome that objection. If they say no to my first question, which if you've downloaded the script by now, the script says, hey, listen, I know you're selling your home on your own, but I was curious if you'd be open to working with an agent if we brought you a fully qualified buyer. Ronald, if they say no to that question, your next follow-up question is going to be, okay, no worries, I totally get it. Let me ask you, how long are you going to try and sell the home on your own before you'd be open to other options? So that's how you answer that question. Kevin, how many Fsbos do you typically have in your follow-up funnel at one time? So my Monday follow-up funnel, we just looked at it. I mean, I think there's almost 90 in there. So there's a lot. But a lot of those are from, I've been doing this consistently for years. So my follow-up is where all my business comes from. It will be where all your business comes from too. It won't be from the first appointment or the second call or the third call. I've built up a massive database of for sale by owners, but to be fair, Kevin, in that funnel, there's for rent by owners in there. There's my Z buyers in there. There's old for sale by owners in there. There's a bunch of stuff in there. So it's not just, fresh Fsbos. CS Atlanta, what number of Fsbos are you calling each Monday? How big? Yeah, my pipeline, I just told Kevin, I mean, it's big. I mean, it's like I said, there's probably some other stuff in there too, some other leads in there. So I know on Monday though, I typically I'm following up with about 80 or 90 people every Monday. Are you sending handwritten notes or letters or postcards? So the handwritten notes that we send out are after that face-to-face preview appointment. Everybody gets a handwritten thank you card, but the letters that I talked about, they're actual letters, they're not postcards. And again, going back to the follow-up pipeline, that's where all the money is made in this industry, in this business, is based on those follow-up calls. Everything else, that's why it's called lead generation, right? I mean, my mindset and my goal when I'm making my calls every day is how do I get a lead for today to put into my follow-up system? If I happen to stumble by a great listing opportunity, of course, I'm going to go get it. But my mindset is all about lead generation, because I know just like anything else in life, you're not going to marry your spouse after one conversation. It just doesn't happen that way. And it's the same thing becoming a top listing agent. It happens over time after a relationship is built. So I'm after leads and appointments during my time, and the listings come later. All right. Any other questions before I shut it down for the evening at all? Any last questions, comments, anything else I can do to help you guys tonight have tangible takeaways? Let's see. Do you check? Yeah. So do you check to see if Fsbos are listed with an agent, or do you just not care? Well, I care. I just don't check because they're going to tell me. If a Fsbo, if I call and a for sale by owner says, hey, I'm listed with an agent, I say, hey, best of luck to you. I apologize. Best of luck. And it's really that simple. Do you have a payment plan for the program? Yeah, that's what we're working on right now. So we're going to try and split that up to make, to try to ease your way into it. And again, Ronald, the easiest way maybe to get introduced to it is just joining the weekly call. So that's an easy way to do that as well. That's on the same site, fsbodomination.com. And you don't have to start off going through the 8-week program up front. You can just join the weekly coaching call if you want, if that's easier for you. All right. Well, listen, I had a lot of fun tonight. I'm hoping that you have some tangible takeaways. Bigger than that, I hope that you understand the opportunity that's in front of you. For some of you, you're brand new to the business. For others, you've been in the business for a while. My goal for you, regardless if you and I ever do anything together, my goal for you is that you stay focused on the listing side of the business so you can have a consistent income, a consistent schedule, work Monday through Friday and no weekends, and have a great income at the same time. And it absolutely is possible. John, just so it's clear, the first face-to-face is notes, rapport, CMA presentation, and value. That's exactly right. You got it, John. Jane, thank you for being on here tonight. If you need any help, I know you're just getting started. I can help you with whatever you need. You just reach out. I'd be more than happy to do that. Thank you for the live training. No problem. I'm going to be trying to do more of these. So I appreciate you guys being here. And reach out this week. Don't be strangers. Looking to build better, stronger relationships with you guys as we progress through 2018. So thank you guys for watching. We'll talk to you guys real soon.